Okay. All right. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to KryptoGeneX. My name is KryptoKris. My birth name is Chris Hanks, and I have my esteemed co-host today, Mr. KryptoJoe. Say hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
So you're here today to get the information about the Bitcoin revolution, and I would like to start out by saying congratulations and give yourself a pat on the back for taking that first step. You know, the craziest thing in the world is to face your fear, and the fear of the unknown is the largest fear that we have. So with that being said, congratulations, and let's get started. My name is KryptoKris, and for those who don't know me, believe me, by the end of this, you will. I want to tell you just a little bit about me. See, 6 years ago, I was completely retired, is the good word, for the second time in my life. I was fortunate enough to have retired once and got bored and went back to work and had retired again, you know, doing that thing, getting up when I want to, go to bed when I want to, eat when I want to, travel when I want to, all that fun stuff, right, that you do when you're retired. And the universe, it makes no mistakes, right? So the universe decided, Chris, you're not retired. And my mom fell at my sister's wedding, and we took her to the hospital. When we took her to the hospital, we learned that she had lung cancer, and it was small cell lung cancer. So I immediately went back to Florida, packed up my condo, put it on the market. The real estate agent found someone for it in 3 days. Talk about, you know, the universe, right? In 3 days, they moved in, I moved out, and to Virginia I went to take care of my mom. Now, funny story, because this is about Bitcoin, right, is that I have been friends with a young lady by the name of Kathy King for a very long time, who happens to be part of KryptoGeneX, but that's another story. And Kathy called me, you see, just to check on me, because she knew that my mom was in bad spirits, and she knew that I wasn't taking it well. So she called to check on me to see how I was doing. Mental check, right? And we talked 30, 45 minutes. And then just before she got off the phone, she said, hey, Chris, there's something I need you to do for me. I said, sure, Kathy, anything for you. What's up? She says, I need you to buy Bitcoin. Oh, what? A Bitcoin. I'm like, for real? A Bitcoin? What is that? She's like, it doesn't matter what it is. It's $23 and it's digital currency if you have to know. Just buy one. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know me as well as you will by the end of this presentation, and I will very, very honestly tell you I did not buy that $23 Bitcoin. However, once you get to know me, you'll know that had I just stopped for a couple of minutes and listened to Kathy, not only would I have bought that $23 Bitcoin, but I'd have probably threw about $500 at it, and we'd be having a very different story now. Now, that was my initial exposure, if you will, to Bitcoin. So we're going to fast forward now 5 years. I've taken care of my mom. I took care of my dad. I took care of my grandma. I took care of my mother-in-law. I settled all their estates. I bought a really cute little country beach cottage in North Carolina on the coast, and had ripped it all apart and just finished remodeling it. And guess what happened? Universe again, right? Said, you are not retired. You are not done. I'm like, really? For real? So this time, the universe dropped a 7-year-old special needs boy in my lap. And, you know, I wouldn't change that for anything in the world. He is my world now. But back then, and this is about a year and a few months ago, back then, I didn't know what I was going to do. Okay. And so that was really important, the fact that I didn't know what I was going to do. So got to thinking, you know, sitting at the kitchen table, you know, going over the finances. We were a retired couple. We had, you know, everything was planned out. We had our passive income, we had our savings, we had our stocks, we had, you know, all the different things that people have when they're retired that they call themselves preparing for the future for, right? And we were fine. We, you know, everything we had was paid for by the grace, and we were just enjoying life. But we were talking about this little boy and the fact that he's special needs, and we were beginning to wonder, you know, what would life look like if this became permanent? Because at this moment, it was just temporary and looking towards permanent. So neither one of us decided we wanted to go back to work, because we just don't play well with others. It's at the bottom of our resume. What that really means is we don't like to be told what to do, right? So called Kathy, and of course, we've been in contact back and forth over the last 5 years, but knew that she was still in Bitcoin, didn't know what she was doing, didn't know anything about Bitcoin, and called her and said, "Hey, Kathy, I want to talk to you about that Bitcoin." She said, "Sure." I said, "Well, we'd like for you to schedule some of your time in and give us a call and just give us a rundown about this thing called Bitcoin." She's like, "Okay." And I said, "I think I really want to buy one of those $23 Bitcoins." And she just died laughing. Like, literally, she laughed like a hyena. And when I got her to stop laughing, I said, "What is so funny?" She said, "Honey, there is no such thing as a $23 Bitcoin anymore." I'm like, "Really?" She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Okay, well, what is it?" She's like, "It's $18.50. I'm like, "Oh, cool, $18.50. It's like, "Nope, $1,850. I was like, "Get out, shut the door, for real?" She's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, from $23 to $18.50, there's something about this Bitcoin. I need to be in on this." So talked to her, kind of gave her some information here and there, and we were getting down to brass tacks. And she said, "Well, Chris," she says, "I've got 2 or 3 different things that I could probably show you or help you with. But what I really need to know is, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "Oh, that's a good question. Like, I don't know what I want to do, but I know what I don't want to do." She's like, "Okay, well, what don't you want to do?" "Well, I don't want to go back to work. I don't want to go back into marketing. I don't want to go back into sales. I don't want to build a team. What I really want to do is take some money out of the bank and put it in Bitcoin and water it and fertilize it, and hopefully it'll grow." She's like, "Okay, cool. I think I know which program you need." So that was the day that I walked into my very own Bitcoin revolution, and I bought that Bitcoin that very day. Now, funny part is, guess what? I'm still in Bitcoin. I've had a lot of success. I've been very excited about crypto. I'm even more excited about the blockchain. And I met this awesome guy named Joe, who's going to help me give you guys this presentation today. And I think by the end of the presentation, you'll be as excited as I am. So let's get started.
All right.
Hey, Joe, would you give these nice people a little bit of education on Bitcoin for me, please?
All right. Well, in 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto, he created Bitcoin. It was the world's first global decentralized cryptocurrency. Now, in 2009, its value was less than a penny. So let's go to 2010. Bitcoin's valued at 40 cents. It's really a pretty big jump. Now let's jump up to 2016. Bitcoin's valued about $600. So right there, and what is that? Just a few years, we went from less than a penny to 600. That's big. Now in 2018, it's fluctuating around. It's been up as high as, 9,000. Right now, we're somewhere around 7,700, which is still up from that less than a penny. So look at it like that. If you'd invested $100 in Bitcoin, let's see, back in 2009, today it'd be worth $1.5 million, roughly.
That's no small piece of cash there, buddy.
No, not at all.
Joe, thanks for that. I want you to kind of look at this slide here with me, buddy, and I want to talk about not these 3 guys at the top, because everybody knows who they are. Everybody knows their opinions. What I want to really talk about is these 3 things at the bottom. Uber, if you didn't know, let me inform you, it's the largest transportation company in the world that owns no cars. Did you know that?
It's crazy.
It is. It's crazy,
Yep.
man. They have no insurance, no drivers, no nothing. They don't have to pay anybody.
No, not at all.
Crazy, right?
Biggest thing, no cars.
Exactly.
Wow.
No inspections, no insurance, no
No,
tires.
you don't have to pay that stuff. Just boom. Yeah.
Then we got this little company called Amazon, and Amazon started out as a book club, right? Or a bookstore.
Yeah.
Now it's the world's largest retail chain. And they don't own any stores. How bizarre is that? Like, they have
you can't walk up to Amazon and get anything.
Right?
You got to order it online. They don't have any stores. You can set other businesses up.
I'm beginning to see a little bit of a trend here. It's called online. And look, this Bitcoin down here, it started out being worth 0.008, right? Back in 2009. And then it shot up to 9,000 this year, but last year it shot up to 20,000. And, guess what? There's no physical currency, dude.
It's true. There's nothing centralized.
Amazing. Hey, Joe, what do you know?
Man, Chris, I know it's no fun being on the outside looking in. I know that.
Absolutely, brother. And we have both been there. Take a look at this guy. He's got his cap on. He's got his coat on. He's freezing to death. He's standing outside these glass doors. He's trying to get in because all those other people are enjoying everything, right? Like, they are participating. and he cannot figure out how to open that door.
Mm-mm.
That's crazy.
How do
But
you get that door open, Chris?
KryptoGeneX, brother.
All right.
KryptoGeneX. And they have the solution to open that door for the world. That's amazing.
Well, let me ask you a question, Chris.
Sure.
What is Bitcoin?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Bitcoin is a decentralized cryptocurrency.
Okay. So is it real?
Absolutely, it's real, brother. And in Japan right now, they're doing 40% of their retail in cryptos.
40%?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So since it's so big there, I guess am I too late to get involved in this?
Absolutely not. Timing is everything. And, you know, last year in 2017, you heard me reference that it went as high as $20,000. There were a lot of people out there, brother, that were scamming, stealing. You know, they were doing a lot of stuff last year. And the reason that they were able to do that was there was no one doing an education piece, right? Like no one knew what the rules were. No one knew what was right and wrong. So KryptoGeneX put together a really nice education piece, which you're going to find out about in a minute. And guess what?
Cool. What?
That won't happen anymore.
Yeah, I hear it. So,
Yeah.
Okay. So it's this decentralized digital currency, cryptocurrency thing. So that's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's real because people use it. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not too late to get into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Really though, how do I get this stuff? Can I go to the store and buy it or what?
Well, you know, if the store has a crypto ATM, absolutely.
Okay. They have crypto ATMs. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's one way. You can also get it through exchanges. And basically all you're doing is exchanging fiat for cryptocurrencies. And in this particular case, we're talking about Bitcoin.
Okay, cool. So, okay, now that I know that I can get it and all this stuff, what do I do with it when I get it? Can I spend it, or is it like some kind of crazy little thing that I just collect?
No, sir. You can absolutely spend it. You can put it on something called a BitPay card or a Swift card. And basically it's just a Visa card where you can spend it just like if it were a $100 bill.
You can put it on a Shifty card?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. So Joe, guess what?
What?
We want to welcome everybody today to KryptoGeneX, the global training center. We're going to be the company that is going to teach the world Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, ICOs, market trends, the blockchain, and way more. It's going to blow your mind.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
At KryptoGeneX, all training is going to be done by streaming video and audio. And learn how to buy your first Satoshi. You don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. Learn how to store Bitcoin safely in crypto wallets.
Whoops. Sorry about that, guy. So I believe Joe just got a visitor. And, you know, we're dadpreneurs and we work from home. So this kind of stuff does happen. So I'm going to pick up right where he left off. We're going to talk to you guys about crypto wallets. That's not the kind that you sit on in your back pocket, but we're also going to teach you how to purchase and sell a Bitcoin. We're going to teach you about blockchain. We're going to teach you how to trade a cryptocurrency, how to buy an ICO, what a good ICO looks like, and so much more. This is amazing. Now, you're probably wondering, what in the world is a Satoshi and why do I need a first one? Well, you need a first one because that's how you get started in Bitcoin. And a Satoshi is the smallest fraction of a Bitcoin that you can purchase at one given time. So today we're going to talk about the training package. And the training package looks a little something like this. We have 3 modules. In those 3 modules, you're going to have Bitcoin 101, cryptocurrency, and crypto advanced. In each one of these modules, you're going to have 15 lessons. At the end of each one of these modules, you'll have a test that will quiz you to make sure that you've learned enough to proceed to the next module, right? Now, the great thing about this is, ladies and gentlemen, this isn't a one-time educational process. This is a forever ongoing process. And KryptoGeneX is going to keep us updated and in the loop, both legally, compliantly, and educational-wise, every month by telling us all the things that change, and there'll just be new videos added. That's pretty cool. So with just one click, guys and gals, you too can take your family into the Bitcoin world. It's only going to cost $250 one time. Now, I know that doesn't sound like a whole lot, and that would not even come close to paying for a college course. I understand. But here's the deal. KryptoGeneX didn't get into this for the money. They got into it for for the education and the helping of the people. So they want to keep it affordable and obtainable for all people globally. Now, there's a little something that we like to call the earn while you learn. And if you're that person that can't hold, retain, compose yourself when you know something that somebody else doesn't know, then I would suggest that you get in on the actual promoter position. And that's just $50 more. And all it really is it allows you to represent the company and tell other people about it. Actually, it's going to let you earn while you learn. Joe, you back with me, buddy?
I am, buddy. Yeah.
All right. So what am I looking at here?
This is your landing page.
Absolutely. You know what amazes me about this landing page, Joe, is that when we send people to our control panel, landing page, whatever you like to call it, they're going to see KGX in big, bold letters, right? They're going to know that they're there. They're also going to know, hey, welcome from KryptoJoe. He sent me here. I'm on his site. That's pretty cool, right? It's going to give them,
see my name right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's going to give them a little bit of information about KryptoGeneX, a little bit of information about the online education and the crypto promoter. But what's most important for this?
The most important thing that I can see on here is this. Over here on the side here, there's all these different languages. You're like, what? So you're looking up those, and you think about counting them, and you're like, man, that's too hard to count those, keep track of all those. But you look over here, and presentations they're available in over 30 languages.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. Now, Chris, how did they do these languages? Did they just take them and take like the English version and then put it through like Google Translate or something like that?
No, sir. They absolutely did not. KryptoGeneX wanted to make sure that the people in all of these different countries and all these different languages understood the actual message that was trying to be sent across. So what they did do was they hired 60 translators, and those 60 translators sat down and they translated everything into the dialect for each one of those particular languages. You know, KryptoGeneX is pretty serious about teaching the world, I think.
That's pretty neat.
It is, buddy. I agree. Hey, Joe, remember I told you you could earn while you learn? I told all these nice people that if they were a talker, that they needed to be a promoter. Remember that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Perfect. I'm a talker, so I can say that about talkers because, you know, if you're one, you can kind of say that. That kind of works that way.
Like me. Yeah.
But here's how you actually earn while you learn.
Okay.
So there are 4 different ways with KryptoGeneX, okay? And once you become a promoter, you automatically qualify for the direct referral bonus and the customer acquisition bonus. And I mean automatically qualify, as in as soon as you finish signing up, you can turn right around and sign somebody else up, and you're going to get that referral bonus. That's pretty cool, right?
Wow, that's cool. Okay.
So then there are 2 other ways that we get paid as well. And one of them is the Kryptonary. You probably don't know what that is, right?
That's some crazy word, man. I don't know that word.
Well, we coined it. And so I'll talk to you about that in just a second. But we also have a Kryptonary matching bonus. And so let's talk about how we get paid for the Kryptonary. And what is the Kryptonary? Well, a Kryptonary is basically a 2 sales team business. Okay? So when you join KryptoGeneX, you just became the IBO of your very own business. And so what you're looking for is 2 people that see what you see. And you're going to put one on the right and one on the left. You with me?
I'm with you. 1 on 1. I got you.
One on the right, one on the left. You're only going to build 2 teams, and now you're qualified for life. And guess what?
Really?
You also qualified for the matching Kryptonary bonus as well. So when I said that KryptoGeneX wanted to keep things fun and simple, they really did want to keep it fun and simple, bro.
Okay. All right.
So let's talk about real money.
All right.
Yeah, because, you know, a lot of this Bitcoin talk and crypto talk is over a lot of people's heads right now. But they can really equate to that $100 bill, right?
Yeah, I like $100 bills, man.
I love $100 bills. So let's talk about it. The direct referral bonus is actually a $100 bill. It's a 40% direct referral bonus that you get every time someone joins your business and gets that education package for $250. How cool is that?
Hey, that's pretty cool. I like that, man.
That's 40%.
40%. Okay, I see what it is now.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
That's 40%, bro. I'm telling you. So, you know, KryptoGeneX didn't want people to feel like the only thing they were out to do was make money from selling education, right?
Right.
Like they wanted people to feel like they became whole. And anytime you buy a business, Joe, the first thing you want to know is, how do I get my ROI back?
Right.
And
Wow.
so, you know, with this company, your ROI looks like 3 $100 bills, because remember, you joined as a crypto promoter.
Right. Oh, so I did the 250 plus the 50 admin fee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I spent 300. So that, okay. So if I sell 3 of them, it's free.
Yes, sir. Because of that $100 direct referral bonus. Remember?
I get it. Okay.
Let's talk about some more money. Want to?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. We got this thing called a customer acquisition bonus, or a CAP bonus. This thing is really cool. Now, KryptoGeneX, when they sat down at their boardroom, and you have to imagine that all 5 of the core 5 live in very different places. So their boardroom was virtual, but they met on this thing called Zoom, and they got to talking, and they knew that they needed the magic ingredient. If they were going to be in business for a long, long time, they needed the magic ingredient. Can you tell me what you think the magic ingredient is?
For a business, I'd say customers.
Absolutely, customers.
Yeah, definitely.
So every time we bring a customer to the table, Joe, KGX is going to give us a $25 bonus. That's pretty cool, right?
Really? That's cool.
Yes, sir. And for every 10 of those, you're going to get an additional $250 bonus.
Additional? Oh, you mean like for every 10 25s, you get 250?
Well, yes, you're going to get 250, but you're going to also get an additional $250 bonus.
Wait, on top of that?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Hey, Joe, you know what I call that?
What do you call that, buddy?
I call that date night, brother.
Oh, I'd say so.
All right, let's talk about this big 2 on the screen, okay?
Okay, what's that funny word up there again? This Kryptonary thing.
Kryptonary, that's that team.
That's that word again.
One on the right, one on the left.
One on the right, one on the left. Okay.
All right, let's do it. So we're building 2 teams, okay? We're talking to a lot of people, but all those people you're talking to, you're going to put under those first 2 people, one on the right, one on the left. Got it?
Okay, got it.
Qualified for life, brother. You're only building 2 teams. Now, this is really important, because in most companies, when you want to make more money from the company, okay, you've got to what? You've got to sponsor more people. You've got to add more managers. You've got to add more time. That is not the case here. What we're doing is actually helping the team to grow by putting people under other people, and it creates great synergy.
Right.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about this Kryptonary thing real quick.
Okay.
I want to make sure that you understand it completely. Okay. Yeah. So we have something called auto placement. It's not called spillover for a reason, because if you've ever been in this industry, you know full well that spillover never paid you a dime. Okay. And I speak from experience, 28 years. So what this company did was they decided to call it auto placement. And guess what? You're really going to receive financial benefit from this. This is cool. Let's talk about it. This is you at the top, and you put the first 2 people in, and they're green right under you, one on the right.
Right and left. Okay. Yep. I got 1 and 1.
Qualify. Yep. Got to qualify.
Got it.
And then you're talking to some other people, and you put them in on the right, and that's those 2 golden and blue.
Okay, so I got 2 on one side, 1 on the other. Okay.
Okay. And so then all of a sudden you're talking to this lady named Sharon, and she's down here on the bottom. She's green, and the arrow's pointing to her. Okay.
Yeah, I see.
You with me? All right. And then the funny part about talking to Sharon is you were talking to Sharon before this one above her, which is named Joe. You know, you were talking to Sharon before Joe. And Joe just happened to pull the trigger first. But look at this. Check this out. So Sharon calls you and says, I'm ready, Joe. Let's go. And you say, okay, no worries. And you put her on your right side, right? Underneath the person that you're helping build on the right side. Guess what happens?
What?
Sharon just got 2 Joes, as her sponsors, right? Because you put Sharon under Joe. Now, Joe's got excited because he's got somebody in his team that he never had to sponsor. He didn't know who she was, where she came from, or nothing else. But you got on the phone and you introduced them to and got them to exchange information. And then the next thing that happened was the company gave everybody money from Sharon up all the way to you. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool, man. I like that.
And we're going to talk about that right now in just a minute. But first, Joe, what I want to talk to you about is something called a fork. Do you know what a fork is?
Yeah, Chris. It's what you eat the salad with.
No, bro. Not the one in the kitchen. Okay. So have you ever heard of a fork in the stock market?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Or like a stock split?
Yeah. Split. And you get 2 for 1 kind of deal?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, our Kryptonary it forked back in May, and that was huge. And we're really going to talk about that in a minute. But basically, what you need to know is more of what was coming came. Okay.
Wow.
It's huge. Let's talk about the cryptonary for just a second.
Okay.
Joe, you know, what happens in our cryptonary is every person that comes into your business, your organization, okay, you get 1 point for. All right. So when you get these points, you got to have 3 points to kick out a bonus.
Yeah, the 3. Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
All right. So you got to take one person from one team and 2 people from another team, and you put them together and make 3.
Yeah, that's like the one on one side, one on the other side, then one more below. Yeah.
Yes, sir. And that's called a pay step in our company.
Okay. So those 3 points add up, and I get my $25.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Cool. So for every 3 sales, you get $25. Well, when the cryptonary forked, Joe, it created a $50 bonus for every 3 sales.
Because it's split.
Yeah.
So it doubled.
Yes.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
It's cool, right?
What else are you guys doing?
Well, look, I want to make sure that you completely understand this cryptonary and this fork thing, okay? So let's slow down for just a second, and we're going to look at this. This is you again at the top, okay?
Yeah, I got it.
And you've got your one on the right and one on the left, okay?
I'm qualified.
And then you put one more in on the right. All
now
right?
I'm in my 25 or my $50 if it forks.
Now you've got, now you've got a pay step. So for that pay step, you just made $50. That's pretty cool, right?
Hey, that's real cool. I like that.
Now, Joe, it is important that I let you know, okay, right from the start, that you have to be qualified that week to get the fork. So it's every week you have to qualify. So you're probably wondering what you have to do to qualify.
Yeah, how do I qualify?
Okay, you need one personally sponsored person in your business, and or one person that you have sponsored into your business has to buy a mining rig.
Okay, I understand. But now let me ask you a question, though, Chris. Okay, but let's say I don't, but other people get put in there. I still get my regular $25 for my 3 bonus points, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Even though it should work out anyways, but okay.
Yes, sir. That is the foundation of our comp plan. So absolutely, if you don't qualify for
to qualify for the fork, I have to put another person in myself. Okay.
Correct. All right. Let's look at this and how it adds up really quick. You got pen and paper? Now, you notice on the right-hand side, you got a lot of people on the right. And that's usually because, you know, you can only build one side at a time. All right. So you're bouncing like a ping pong ball. So you've been on the right for a while, and now you're over here on the left. And every time someone comes in on the left after that first person, if you look at that gold and blue person there, that person is going to reach across to the other side, to the other team, and grab the first 2. And guess what? That's a pay step. Bam.
Okay.
All right. Now you qualified that week. So instead of getting paid 25, you got paid what?
50.
Absolutely.
There we go.
It keeps going all the way down, brother.
Cool.
All right. So here's the real fun part. Okay. Now I was with I can't say that. I was with KryptoGeneX back in May on the 18th, and I got forked. I'm so excited I got forked, I couldn't speak. So what I actually got, Joe, instead of $25 was $100. That was really cool. And it wasn't just for that first pay step. It was for every pay step down. That was amazing. Can you say wow when you looked at the back office?
Yeah, I bet.
All right. So, Joe, you know, you and I both know that everybody knows one marketer that everything they touch turns to gold, right?
Oh, yeah. I've got that one friend that, man, he's just great at everything. You know what I mean? He does all those protein shakes and stuff. And it's kind of like, whoa, you know? And, man, he's making all kinds of money doing that, buddy.
Okay. Well, when you bring him over to KryptoGeneX, Joe, KryptoGeneX is going to say thank you. And you're going to earn 10% of everything he does in the company.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Hey, I like that.
Well, guess what? It gets better. Are you ready?
All
right. So we forked, remember?
Right.
Okay. So because we forked, as long as you qualify in this week, you're going to get not 10%, but 20%.
Really?
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
Wow. So, okay.
That's some pretty big money, right?
That's a lot of money, buddy. Okay, you told me all the good news, so what's the bad news?
The bad news, Joe, is that KryptoGeneX has a weekly cap of $50,000.
Okay.
But here's kind of what the Core 5 said about that. When the lawyer said, hey, we got to cap this thing, we got to protect the company, you know, the Core 5 kind of swallowed hard and said, well, that's kind of like, you know, serving people cake without icing. We got to fix this. So they went back, they put their heads together, and they decided this, Joe. When you reach your $50,000 cap weekly for 2 weeks consecutively, okay, they are going to give you a second position over your larger team.
Okay, so I can only build 2 teams, so I've got 1 and 1. Okay, and I'll have one that's pretty bigger leg than the other leg, just the way it's going to work out. And then so I build 2 more or just 1 more?
Just 1 more, and you take advantage of that bigger one.
So it's kind of like I got a big leg right down the center and then 2 off to the side. So
yes, sir. Like absolutely.
Sort of. Okay.
Sure.
That's cool. All right.
You know what the good part about that is, Joe?
What's that?
Now you can max that one out at $50,000 too. So that's $100,000 a week.
So I can make $100,000 a week?
Absolutely.
Hey, that's great. I can go with that. With just 1 click, you can change your life.
Absolutely, Joe. Thank you. Now, we have a little housekeeping that we need to do. This keeps our lawyers very happy and keeps us in compliance. So I'm going to read this word for word. And this is our KryptoGeneX income disclaimer. Our new opportunity with minimal data. The KGX compensation plan is an exciting opportunity that rewards you for selling products and services and for sponsoring other participants who do the same. Although the opportunity is unlimited, individual results will vary depending on commitment levels and skills of each participant. Now, since KGX has recently launched 2 months ago, okay, soft launch, it lacks enough statistical data to prepare reliable income disclosures. So we based on the industry standards and the company projections, and the average annual gross income for affiliates is projected to be somewhere between $250,000 and $2,000. Now, you must know there will certainly be participants who will earn less while others will earn a whole lot more. There are no income claims allowed, positively none, 0. If income projections were presented to you prior to your enrollment, such projections are not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that you can or will earn through your participation in a compensation plan. These income projections should not be considered as guarantees or projections of your actual earnings or profits. Joe, the most important paragraph here is this one. Would you do the honor, please?
I sure will. Your success depends on you. We're excited about the KryptoGeneX compensation plan, and we are confident it will provide a solid foundation to help you achieve your financial goals. Your success with KryptoGeneX results only from hard work, dedication, belief, passion, commitment, persistence, leadership, and best of all, luck. Can't beat luck, guys.
Absolutely. I'd like to remind everyone that only company-approved presentation materials are allowed, and I'd also like to thank everyone for coming and getting this information today. It is a pleasure to give it to you. I'd like for you to pat yourself on the back for getting the education, just getting in front of it. What I'd also like to encourage you to do is get back with the person who sent you here. Make sure that you get all of your questions answered. If they're unable to answer those questions, please have them to reach up to the Pinnacles and or the Core 5 to get those questions answered so that we can help you get started immediately. It is my very, excuse me, it is my very sincere wish that each and every one of you have a great day today. Thank you, guys. And
thanks. Hey, sorry about the interruptions, everybody. Sorry about that. I guess we record that one.
That's all right.
Sorry, guys.